Gunnar Stockton, Mike Bobo, love the fit. Okay. And then you got kind of the rest of them. I agree with you, and I agree with John. I do think Marcel Reed is probably better than a fictitious 13th ranking in SEC quarterbacks. Jackson Arnold, I like the fit with Jackson Arnold at Auburn, and I'm with you. I agree with you on that. But I think it goes back to who's number 2 on Brad's list, or number 3, number 1, wherever anybody's got him out there, and that's Arch Manning, because we actually haven't seen the guy play. We've seen him play a little bit, and you had mentioned just a little while ago. I'm not holding your feet to the fire. I'm just curious because Arch Manning is very high on everybody's list, but if you actually go by the letter of the law, he's done nothing in college football. Nothing. He has the Manning name, and generally you see guys on these lists who we've seen play a lot of football at the top, and we haven't seen him play a lot of football. I just think I think he's the most interesting man in college football right now because nobody really knows. They think they know, but they don't.
Well, one thing pops in the limited time you saw him. He's very athletic. It's not Peyton or Eli now. He can run. That much is pretty evident. And you can't, especially when you've got that last name. If he didn't have a good arm, it would have been exposed by now. Now, is he going to be top of the food chain or near that? I don't know. Like I was going back here. Remember, I mentioned this on the show. Josh Pate's list. He's got Lagway 1. Lagway didn't even make the top 3 in the writer in the media poll. Which, by the way, whoever votes Vandy number 1 every all these multiple people vote for Vanderbilt to win the SEC. This is why I take the media poll with a grain of salt. DJ Lagway 1, Arch Manning 2, LaNorris Sellers 3, Garrett Nussmeier 4, John Mateer 5. So that, again, those 5, pick your order. Almost everybody has it. And then he had Simmons, Arnold, Green, Reed 9, and Pavia 10. I mean, it's just conjecture.
100%.
It's 100. I mean, what is the date of the LSU game, Jamie?
For South Carolina?
Yeah, you've got the schedule.
October the 11th.
Okay. So that's going to be billed, not just LSU, Carolina. That's going to be built as Nussmeier Sellers. Boom. And I can tell you there's going to be 900 Heisman voters, myself included, that'll be very curious to see how that unfolds.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because Carolina doesn't play Lagway, doesn't play Arch, does play Mateer, and some of these obviously doesn't play a Big Ten quarterback, doesn't play. You do have Klubnik, and that game at the end of the year, golly, so much could be riding on that.
I know.
So much, and that's really the game that for a lot of national people put LaNorris Sellers on the map.
Absolutely.
They weren't all necessarily paying attention to the LSU game.
It was the second half of that game that really put him on the
map.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was going to say it wasn't like eye-popping numbers, but it was just certain what I call
the playmaking.
Sizzle plays. Yeah. Sizzle plays with the game on the line. That's what everybody remembers. And that's what I mean, I'm telling you, if Carolina loses that game, so much of this surrounding every good vibe, it's not nearly to the magnitude it is right now. Right? Like, if the last drive doesn't happen, or if Cade Klubnik doesn't throw an inexplicable pick on the final drive, who knows what? All of a sudden, maybe you're not picked 5th. Maybe you're picked 8th.
Or 10th.
Or 10th. Maybe Sellers is not picked 1. Maybe he's picked 4th. Who knows? But that is the lasting memory. The bowl game, again, hold on. Crying out loud. The bowl game, again, it gets lost in the shuffle. Like, unless you're an Illinois or Carolina fan, not many people are watching that game. So that was not a great performance by Carolina, nor was it a great performance by LaNorris Sellers. Most people that was like, we're focused on the playoff. We're focused on but rivalry week, everybody is digesting all those highlights, even if you weren't watching that game live. And I can't remember was that a 12 o'clock kick?
Gosh, I don't think it was, and I was there. No, it was in the afternoon. I think it was like 3 o'clock or something.
At the 3 to 4 window.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of great games going on. I don't know what the overall eyeballs on that was. It's really
4.5 million. I remember that.
Is that right? Okay,
Yeah,
that's a good number.
It was the third or fourth highest watched bowl game.
No, I was talking about the Clemson game.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Illinois. Okay. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, but even if you weren't watching it live, you saw the highlights.
Mm-hmm.
And the highlights, they're not going to show the bad plays. They're going to show the game-winning plays.
Yeah.
And they were great. They were great. And it was a huge win against the Clemson team that, as we know, Clemson was a nooner, RLE says. Which is
Clemson was noon. Yeah,
that's what I meant.
I thought you were talking about the bowl game.
No. I've chosen to forget that bowl game. The game that matters much more, of course, the Clemson game. That's a nooner again this year, right?
It is on
ABC.
already
Determined, yeah. So a lot of eyeballs saw that. I mean, I know a lot of people hate the noon kickoff. Man, I think the noon kickoff can do you a lot of good, especially if you're on ABC.
Yeah. On that note, I've been saying the same thing with the understanding that I know that people who come into Williams-Brice Stadium in Garnet and Black want to see it played at night for obvious reasons. I get it, but that's not how things work anymore in television, as you well know. And you're the only other set time that week. The other one is Ohio State and Michigan that's set at noon. ABC isn't just putting on some blank show to go up against Ohio State and Michigan at noon. They have 3 time slots to fill, right? And they want 3 elite football games. They've already chosen to go with South Carolina and Clemson. I think it's a badge of honor, personally, for the rivalry. But I also 100% understand why people are like, we want to be later in the day. Got it. Don't disagree. I wanted to be later too. But I understand the selection. There's a misunderstanding still, Mike, of a lot of fans out there who think that they just put that game there because it doesn't mean as much to them. That couldn't be further from the truth. It's a different day and age with a lot of money attached to it.
Well, yeah, I mean, much to the chagrin of a lot of Big Ten fans, I thought actually what they're doing is brilliant. They realize they can't compete against the SEC in prime time, so they're taking their prize games every week, including Ohio State, Michigan, and they're putting it at a noon kickoff on Fox.
Right.
And the results are massive ratings. Massive.
Yeah.
Oh, go look back at Ohio State, Michigan. It's ridiculous. Because that's the kind of game, and if you put it at noon on a major network, non-Ohio State and Michigan fans actually give a crap. They're like, I'll tune into this. This might be the best rivalry in sports. So they watch.
Might I remind everybody the worst stat of the year in the last 16 quarters of Williams-Brice Stadium, the Gamecocks have walked into the end zone twice against Clemson. Going to need to change that if they want to win at home this year against the Tigers.